Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the elders, apostle, great millstone, Thomas, truth, and rule well. Peace, blessing, and salutation. When I come out there, scatter balls to front on the earth. That serving the truth, not truth, sincerity. So I say Shalom. This is the Bundle of Bala. Come to another video in the spirit. And the top of this video is going to be about when the lights stop, the body's going to drop. Okay, and what sparked this video topic was earlier this week, I believe it was Thursday. Basically, there was a little problems going on with the phones. Supposedly, it was Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile had a outage across the country. Okay, and people didn't have any data. Like, they couldn't use their phones unless you had Wi-Fi. You was able to use your phone, but you wasn't able to basically you didn't have no cellular data. Okay, so you couldn't really, unless you had Wi-Fi, but only you can do with that if you have an iPhone. You only can, you can FaceTime people, or you can still text. But if you didn't have an iPhone, say you had an Android, you were just out of luck. And at the top of their phone screens, where it lets you know where your bars are, let you know how many bars you have, and then it says 5G or LTE depending on what you have set up. It was saying SOS, and we know what SOS means. So and then that happened, like I would say early Thursday morning. People woke up to that, not being able to use their phone. So then when everything came back online and social media was back up and running, people basically was like, had like a little slight panic. So me seeing that, basically had me thinking about when the lights really go out, like when the grid, when the grid goes out, and there's no internet, there's no electricity, there's nothing's going to be working. It's going to be complete darkness. Then people are going to lose it, and people are going to, ultimately people are going to die because of what? If nothing is working, then one of the first things that's going to go is food. Okay, food is going to go. And then also, people, that's going to be basically complete lawlessness. So then what? People going to be killing one another. It's going to be complete madness going on out here. So with not even happening, just seeing how the people were panicking about the little cell phones not being able to work for a couple hours. Well, what's going to happen when it's a day or 2 days or a week or 2 weeks or months? How are people going to act and conduct themselves? People going to completely bug out, man, and people going to be taking each other out. So I'm gonna grab this. This is Exodus 10, and I'm gonna start at 21. It says, and the Lord said unto Moses, stretch out thine hand toward heaven, that there may be darkness over the land of Egypt, even darkness which may be felt. And Moses stretched forth his hand toward heaven, and there was a thick darkness in all the land of Egypt 3 days. So back then, in the time of Pharaoh, when we was under slavery in Egypt, okay, Pharaoh didn't want to let us go. He didn't want to let the children of Israel go. So one of the plagues that the Lord plagued Pharaoh by was what? Putting a thick darkness over that land. And us in this ministry, America is known as spiritually Egypt. Okay, and the scriptures talk about the Lord say He'll smite Egypt again with plagues. So if the Lord did this back then to Egypt, how much more He's going? Why would we not do it again to this place, America, which is spiritually known as Egypt? Okay, and He is. So then, and He said He brought darkness for 3 days, but when the Lord brings darkness here, it's going to be more than 3 days. It's not just going to be 3 days. It's going to be more than that. Okay, and people are going to lose their mind because it says a thick darkness, but they also going to feel. Okay, so it was like when that darkness came upon them, they felt it. And I don't know about y'all, but that's crazy. When you can feel the darkness touching you, that's fear. And that's what the Lord is going to do. He's going to strike that type of fear because the whole point of Him then what he's going to do is to bring back that fear that he had, that was once in the world when he brought the flood. Okay, because people don't fear Yahweh Shem Yahushua, but he's going to bring that fear back. So I'm going to continue to read. It says, they saw not one another, neither rose any from his place for 3 days, but all the children of Israel had light in their dwellings. Okay, so people couldn't see one another. You could be right next to somebody and couldn't see them. That's how thick the darkness was. And then also it says that that wherever you were, they stayed there for 3 days. So if you were at work, if you was at work and that darkness came upon while you was at work, then that's where you was stuck at for 3 days. So you already know people died because people had to go 3 days without eating any type of food. So you already know people died and was dropping dead. So how much more in these times? Okay, not saying that it's gonna be like that, but when the grid goes out, okay, things not gonna be accessible. People are gonna die because we practice fasting. Okay, people in the world, they don't practice fasting, so they won't be able to even go 24 hours without eating. And then once the food start to run out, what's gonna happen? They're gonna have to try. It's gonna be every man for themselves. Go get yours, and people gonna have to go get theirs, and they're gonna be willing to take from others. And the scriptures talk about that. But not also is it gonna be a famine of bread, but it's also gonna be a famine of hearing this word. Okay, because when all things crack off and pop off, and people gonna be seeking the prophets. They're gonna be seeking the men of the Lord, because these people walk by us and they hear the things we say, but they don't think they're gonna happen. They don't really fully apply them. But then once it start happening, they're gonna be seeking us. Like, dang, where are those men at? Because we've been telling from our apostles and elders on down, we've been telling you about these things are gonna happen. We've been telling you that a blackout is going to happen. It's possibly can happen, because we're considered watchmen. We call ourselves watchmen. Okay, and we've been seeing what they've been saying in the news and speaking about blackouts and EMP attacks and all of that, cyber attacks and all of that. So once those things actually happen, we're going to be prepared, because like it said in verse 20. I mean, not verse 20, verse 23. It says, but all the children of Israel had light in their dwellings. So they had light because what? They're the children of Israel. So us on this side that's serving the Lord in our true sincerity, we're going to have light. And what's that light? That light is going to be that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, because we know what's going on. So the darkness is not going to affect us like it's going to affect y'all. Yeah, we're going to be affected physically, but mentally, spiritually, we're going to be okay, because we're going to understand what's going on. But for the rest of the people out here in the world, they're going to be through. So let me grab this. This is Amos 8:11. It says, behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst of water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it. And that's another thing that's going to happen. That's another reason why people are going to die, because they don't have this wisdom and knowledge and understanding. Okay, so they're not going to know what's going on. They're going to completely be lost in the sauce. And they're going to be seeking for the answers, and they're not going to be able to get it. So what? There's only so many bullets made. Okay, and people are not warriors. People don't have no warrior type of spirit or warrior type of mindset about them. They don't take no type of defense classes or take no type of combat classes. So when it really comes down to really protecting yourself or gotta fight to eat or whatever it is, people are not gonna last. But us, we're not even in that mindset. Like, you got brothers who are in different type of combat sports, but we're not relying on that. We're relying on Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. Okay, that's why we're taking this time to make sure that we're building ourselves up as much as possible with this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, because we understand that the Lord is going to sustain us in these times. Okay, and that's just how simple it is, and that's just how it's going to be. But for the rest of these people in the world who's not taking the time to get their spirit right, who's not seeking the Lord while he may be found, who's not armoring themselves with this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, they're going to be through. That's when the lights completely go out. And you don't have access to this truth no more. You don't have access to the internet, because he's censoring. He's adding more and more censorship to the internet. Because supposedly right now on YouTube, you can get a strike on a channel for certain links you put in the description box. So the famine of the word is fastly approaching. And when this truth is completely gone and the prophet's not out there on the streets, man, then it's over with. So I'm going to grab this and I'm going to close. I ain't going to make this too long. This is 2nd Esdras 16 and 18. It says, the beginning of sorrows and great mourning is the beginning of famine and great death. The beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine, plague, tribulation, and anguish are sent as scourgers for a mimic kind. So this is what we're in. We're in the beginning of sorrows, the beginning of famine, the beginning of great death. We've been seeing a lot of death, but it's going to get even worse. You know, things are going to start getting worse. They're going to start ramping up. Okay. All of these things are sent for scourges for a mimic, so these people can get right, because these people been exercising their wickedness for so long that the Lord is not holding his tongue no more, like he said in 2nd Esdras 15. That's the chapter back, and he's going to start executing judgment on these people. So yeah, when the lights go out, when the lights stop, body's going to drop. So that's pretty much it. Lord willing, this video is edifying. I'm going to close. I'll be giving our praise to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Kakadash. Shalom.